CBS Sports welcomes you to the following presentation of the National Football League.
It's December in the National Football League, and the Titans and Giants are in the thick of the playoff race.
Nothing better to do on Sunday. Nothing better to do on Sunday. Sunday. Game time, baby.
It is cold at Giants Stadium. The Giants won the toss. They took the win. 24 degrees with the wind chill, and on our sideline today, the very chilly Beasley Reese.
Thanks a lot, Kevin. You're about to see the toughest quarterback in the National Football League. Titans Steve McNair has a bad toe, a sore shin, and very sore ribs. An hour ago, he was tossing 10-yard passes, grimacing in pain. His backup, Neil O'Donnell, took all of the pregame warm-up snaps as McNair went in to get some treatment. So he's about to get the ball in his hands right now, showing once again why he is the NFL's tough guy at quarterback. Back to you guys.
Tough indeed. Here is the series. The Giants lead at 5-2. They last played in Nashville in the 2000 season. Titans winning by 2 touchdowns.
Yeah, part of you described this game as a December game with a playoff feel. And when you're at Giant Stadium at this time of the year, that means the wind. And that means you can never take your mind off the wind here at the stadium. It affects the game big time. Matt
Bryant will kick off deep back. John Simon, Derek Mason. Here we go from the Meadowlands. Simon from the 12. And then grabbed by Wesley Mallard, who is a rookie out of Oregon. A 19-yard return. And so the Titans will have it with the number 18 offense and led by quarterback Steve McNair, who has had a couple of tough games in a row for this team. In fact, coming off his worst performance of the season. The offensive line, as you see in the receivers, Eddie George on his way to another 1,000-yard season for Tennessee. From the 32, it's 1st and 10. And the fake end around, and they send George up the middle for maybe a yard. They've got Dwight Johnson right there. We'll give him 1, make it 2nd down and 9. The Giants defense comes in number 4 in the NFL, number 20 against the run. Michael Strahan has 10 sacks. Barrow and the linebacking core leads them in tackles, and Sean Williams leads the secondary. It's 2nd down and 9 from the 33. Bennett was in motion. Eddie George again right into the guts of that Giant defense, and a gain of 3 as he pushes a pile up to the 36-yard line.
You talk about the guts of that defense, Kevin, and that's Michael Strahan. Strahan, number 92, the Giants' left defensive end, is just a guy that will attack Eddie George every single time. And Eddie George now the new franchise record holder in rushing yards, and he'll see a lot of Strahan.
Just went by Earl Campbell in the history of the Oilers/Titans. In the backfield, Robert Holgram. 3rd down and a long 5. Outside the 36. There's a block by Hopkins from behind the ball. Charged free. Strahan knocked it away. Strahan falls on the ball. It is a fumble, and the Giants get it at the Tennessee 37-yard line. Michael Strahan made it happen.
And Michael Strahan has a history going against Fred Miller. From the time Fred Miller was with the St. Louis Rams to through his career with Tennessee. Strahan gets the edge, uses power, gets the quarterback McNair, and then makes the fumble recovery. What a dominant first 3 plays, and it's why I told you that this guy sets the pace for this football team. He's the bell cow. He's the guy that gets it all going on to get this team going. We'll get a replay.
They may challenge from the Tennessee side. As you might expect, was his arm going forward? Was his arm cocked? And that was when the ball was lost. We will see with the replay.
Tennessee has challenged the ruling on the field of a fumble.
So here's Jeff Triplett. As you take a look at Jeff Fisher, the 9th-year head coach of the Tennessee Titans.
And remember, is his arm going forward with the ball? Not without it, with the ball. Nope.
Cocked.
His arm went forward, but he didn't have the ball at the time. Right there, he starts to bring it forward, but by the time he starts to bring it forward, that ball is out of there. Strahan has knocked it forward.
Michael Strahan always does some different things in the offseason to get ready for the upcoming season.
And the funny thing about talking to Michael Strahan, he said like he did the Pilates this year. So he gets all the trendy stuff, and he spends the offseason trying to come up with new moves. And he says, you know, after the first month of the season, I've got all my new moves and my new training techniques, and I have 0 sacks. So a little light goes off in my head and says, I better do the old stuff. It works pretty good.
Right.
After reviewing the play, the quarterback's arm is going back when hit by the defensive player, knocking the ball loose. It is a fumble. Tennessee is charged with a timeout.
Tennessee came into this afternoon 0 in the giveaway takeaway. The Giants came in -7 in that category.
You know, Michael Strahan normally starts out slowly. The last 2 or 3 weeks, he has come out of the box and just been much more physical, and he's changed their opponent's game plan from the get-go.
They got Tiki Barber in the backfield from the Tennessee 37. And Collins going deep down the side for Dixon, incomplete inside the 5. Covered by Dyson. Dixon playing with the bad wheel, and they go deep with the win.
Amazing that Dixon's out at all. We had a torn posterior cruciate ligament just now getting to the point, and that's inactivity. You know, normally if Dixon's playing week in and week out, he catches that ball, and the Giants have a goal-to-goal situation.
2nd down and 10 from the Tennessee 37 after the Titan fumble. The pitch out to Barber. A block by Campbell and Pettigrew. And Carlos Hall was right there on the defensive line for Tennessee, throwing him for a 1-yard loss. So now it'll be 3rd down. The ball pushed back to the 38-yard line. Carlos Hall had an early game this season where he had 3 sacks in 1 game and was absolutely brilliant, and has taken the place of the injured Javon Kurtz.
But Kevin Carter on the other side is the guy they need to really come after Kerry Collins. Kerry gets rid of it so quick. You just got to get near him, not hit him.
3rd down, 11 from the Tennessee 38. Collins with time. Rifles a pass, and a flag is down. The ball is caught. Dixon makes the grab at the 22, but let's see what the flag is all about. At about the line of scrimmage as it stands now. A 15-yard pickup through the air. With that win, that ball's got some zip on it.
Well, it's going with it. You'll see the spirals will look tighter, and the ball will just get a little bit more oomph to it going in that direction. The other direction, it's going to float and it's going to wobble.
Yeah, badly.
There are 2 fouls on the play. Illegal formation, 77 offense, not up on the line of scrimmage. Offside defense, number 97, lined up in the neutral zone.
That's Hall.
Those penalties will offset. Repeat, 3rd down.
And Pettigrew was guilty on the Giants side. They'll replay it. 3rd and 11 from the 38.
And the whole play is right here. You've got the left side of the Giants offensive line basically in the flying wedge formation, trying to get back away from Carlos Hall, who you talked about, the speed rusher for Tennessee. You know, Pettigrew's just trying to get the heck out of there as quick as he can and lines up illegally.
And you're on the offensive line with the San Francisco 49ers. Do you look to the guy next to you to figure out where you need to line up yourself?
Well, that's the technique, but sometimes it has a lot to do with who you're going against and how fast he is.
Yeah, and if you're shivering, 3rd and 11. Collins, look at the time and the throw. Again on the money. And again, he's got Dixon tackled by Sermon. The gain to the 24. It's a 14-yard pickup on 3rd and 11. And the Giants get a 1st down. Flag is down across the way. Another one. And this is against the defense of Tennessee.
Face mask, 53 defense. 5-yard penalty, 1st down.
The Giants offense is number 12 in the National Football League. Led by Collins, that line will protect him. Kerry Collins completing only 45% of his passes the last couple weeks. And Tiki Barber, the NFC Offensive Player of the Month. He highlights those skill positions. First down, Giants after the Tennessee fumble at the Tennessee 19, and Tiki Barber wrapped up and inhaled by Robert Smith. No gain on the play. Smith all over him. Tennessee's defense is number 16 in the NFL, number 9 against the rush. Kevin Carter leads the defensive line with 7 sacks. Keith Bullock in the linebacking core leads him in tackles. And Lance Schulters, the ex-49er, grew up in Brooklyn, played at Hofstra, coming back home today. Second down and 10, just inside the 20. Barber in the backfield, and Collins throws to the side. That whistles over the head of intended receiver Amani Toomer, so it'll be third down and 10.
Jeff Fisher is seeing something so far, Kevin, that he really doesn't like and doesn't want to see. And that's his defense not get after Kerry Collins. He knows full well that if his defense allows Kerry Collins to sit back in a pocket, he's going to pick them apart. I mean, his defensive backs are very good, but if you can't put a rush on Kerry Collins, you'll make him look like an all-pro.
Third down and 10. Inside the Tennessee 20-yard line. The snap from Bober and the pass by Collins. A lot of juice on that one as well. Incomplete. Trying to get Dixon on a slant, and now they're going to have to settle for 3, and this will mean a new long snapper for the New York Giants, and that's Dan O'Leary. They cut Bob Jones last night, the guy who had been here.
I know one thing, though. If I'm Jeff Fisher's special teams, Alan Lowry's running that. You've got a light in the backside, tight end, snapping. I get a big guy, and I bone him right away.
Matt Bryant will try a 38-yard try. The O'Leary snap is high. It's pulled down cleanly by Allen. And the kick is up and in, and the Giants cash in on the Steve McNair fumble. But the Giants did get it to the 37. They're probably hoping for more.
Well, it's all set up by Michael Strahan's play in that opening series.
Moments ago, a 38-yard field goal by Bryant.
Dan O'Leary at center, 44. Usually I said you got to hit him hard to get a bad snap. They didn't touch him, and that knocks the timing off. It didn't really prevent a good kick. But next time you get in that situation, you put somebody right on that center's nose, and you drive him back into the kicker's legs.
Sound like it happened to you at one time or two.
I tell you, if you get a bad snap, you're inviting that special teams coach on the other side just to hit you as hard as he can. And, you know, Jim Fossil has had so much misery this year on special teams. As good as his defense has been on at times, and as good as the Tiki Barber and the offensive players have been at times, their special teams has been terrible.
Bryant will kick off from the 30. Wind at his back. Giants did win the opening toss and selected the wind, which is getting upwards of 30 miles an hour. This is Mason at about the 6-yard line. And he's out of bounds. Make it McCarrons who took it out. Mason had been back there the first time. A flag is down at the 22. It's a 29-yard return. Brought down by Stackhouse. A lot of flags to begin the game. Busy day so far for Jeff Triplett. The hold is the call against the receiving Tennessee Titans. So already we've seen some changes.
35, receiving team, 10-yard penalty, first down.
That's Robert Holcomb, a reserve running back for Coach Jeff Fisher, who finds his Titans down 3-0.
The NFL on CBS is sponsored by Southwest Airlines, proud sponsor of the NFL and official airline of Super Bowl 37. Olympus, nothing's more fun, nothing's holding you back. With an Olympus digital camera, nothing's impossible. And by Chrysler, drive equals love.
That's the Garden State Plaza, Paramus, New Jersey. Christmas about 24 days away. Buying season in full swing after the kickoff and after a giant field goal from the 21, 1st and 10 to Tennessee. Outside they go. This is caught by McCarrons, who is hit once by Jason Sehorn and then knocked astray. He's up near the 22 and picks up 2 yards on the play. It'll be 2nd down and 8. Strahan with the sack on that play.
That's 10 straight games with at least half of a sack. Ties an NFL record, and tell you how, getting a sack on that ball he knocked out of Steve McNair's hands, just sort of an hors d'oeuvre. The way Michael Strahan has started out this game, he started out with the intention of dominating.
2nd down and 8 from just outside the 22. A fake to George. And Strahan chasing McNair, who throws a floater down the side. Strahan levels McNair. Let's take our first trip to our studios in Jim Nantz.
Well, people were talking about how Miami couldn't play in the cold or the snow. Flurries at Buffalo. Talking about a flurry. First play from scrimmage for the Dolphins, and it's Ricky Williams, 45 yards for the touchdown. Miami with a quick 7. Let's go back to Kevin and Randy.
All right, thank you, Jim. Dolphins have won 4 of the last 5 against them.
Key for Miami, they got Ricky Williams for this time of year in those kind of games.
3rd down and 8. Holcomb in the backfield. From the 23. A short drop by McNair, and right on the money with the pass, close to a 1st down. It's grabbed by Drew Bennett, who's up near the 31-yard line. Had to get right at the 31 or beyond. And the spot will tell us.
I think it's going to be just short. And you already saw in the 2nd series a good adjustment by Tennessee, taking the shorter drops, the quicker passes, and Drew Bennett, the former UCLA Bruin, getting the start because Dyson pulled his hamstring and will miss some considerable time, if not the rest of the year. And what you have in a Drew Bennett and the McCarrons is more possession type receivers for Jeff Fisher. So you look for more crossing patterns, more quick little slants like that.
Surprised many that Bennett would start today. He used to play a little quarterback at UCLA.
So I guess you would say that brings in the reverse pass, but after watching UCLA play the last couple times they were on TV, nobody can pass.
That's how close they are. By a dimple on the football.
Well, if it had a whisker, it'd be about that far short. But
would you punt or would you go?
You go ahead and you punt this ball. At Giant Stadium, into the wind like this. Remember the wind. If the teams are going right to left on your screen, you're going to see people throw the ball. If they're going left to right, you're going to see a lot more either short passes or running of the ball. Very important now here for Hentrich to really drill this thing at an angle. Don't try to get it up in the air because the wind will knock it straight down.
Craig Hentrich, who had 1 block last week against Baltimore, will go into the wind. They weren't going very far. Delvin Joyce is back at about the 35 for the Giants, who lead it 3-0 after a Tennessee fumble and a subsequent 38-yard field goal with the win. Hentrich, pretty good effort, hangs in there, and Joyce back to the 27-yard line. Oh, got a terrific block. Breaks a tackle from Sermon. Flag is down, could be a clip. And after all that maneuvering, he reels his way to the 47-yard line.
You're going to block in the back only because the blocker's head was on the wrong side. He hit his body in the right spot, but the head was on the outside towards the back instead of in front of the body.
It is on the Giants. Here's a look at Delvin Joyce out of James Madison.
During the kick, 22 holding, return team, 10-yard penalty, 1st down.
Ralph Brown out of Nebraska. Both teams coming off losses last week. Giants on top on a field goal early here, 3-0. For the best NFL coverage on the net with expert analysis and best live scoreboards, go to CBSSportsline.com or on AOL. Enter keyword CBS Sportsline. After the Tennessee punt from the 16, Collins 1st and 10, some play action. And low and incomplete. Somebody was shoved. It looked like Barber. It'll be 2nd down and 10. We're almost at the halfway point of this first quarter. Well, in the NFC East, the Giants, who lost last week to Houston 16-14, find themselves that far and back to Philadelphia, and the Redskins right back to them. In the AFC South, Tennessee losing last week to Baltimore 13-12. Right now they would not be in the playoffs in the AFC.
Terry Collins starting 105, throwing the ball so far with the win.
2nd down and 10. Carlos Hall is all over Barber after a 1-yard gain. He's up to the 17-yard line. third down coming up.
This football game should be a lot like, I use the boxing analogies all the time. The two fights we've seen between Gotti and Ward the last year or so, just toe to toe, no baloney, no window dressing, no frills, no lace. Jim Fossil's Giants just standing there and trying to blast Jeff Fisher's Titans as hard as they can. There's going to be nothing cute about this football game. This is pure physical football.
It's third down and 9 for the Giants 17. Great time for Collins. Right on the money to the tight end, Shockey. He's brought in from behind by Sermon. Takes the ball to the Giant 40. Picks up 23 yards on third down and 9.
Jeremy Shockey is kind of a wild card. People call him undisciplined, but what he does is some different thing. He doesn't do what textbook guys say. You got to do this. If you get to Williams there, you've got to turn out. Well, he might turn in. He's a little undisciplined.
First and 10. Tiki Barber. Cracked by Sermon. Brought down by Tank Williams after a gain of 5. Second down and 5. Up at the 45-yard line coming up for the Giants.
Tiki Barber's already surpassed his yardage from last time these two teams got together, but it was a different running back. People forget, talk about the PCL, the posterior cruciate on Dixon. Tiki was just recovered from that kind of injury back then also.
Tiki had a career-high 146 yards against the expansion Texans last week. Second down 5 from the 45. Barber again. Nice block by Seibert. It didn't open up the kind of room we thought, though. They had Dyson and Bullock right there with the stop. A gain of a yard on the play. You were saying something before about physicalness. You think both teams need to be physical to play at their very best?
Well, absolutely. That's both coaches yesterday. Their last words to their coach or to their players were probably identical. And the difference maker for this Giants team is the offensive line. They've got to be physical against this Tennessee team. On the other side, Tennessee's defensive line has to be physical. It's going to be just a slug mess.
Third down, long 4, one-handed catch made by Shockey, and all over him is Bullock, who will not let go. And shy of the first down by maybe a half yard. So this will bring up fourth down and about the length of a football. You got the wind at your back. The clock is running out here in the first quarter. Do you keep it or do you punt it?
This is a field position. One of the other things about a physical game, especially in the wind at Giant Stadium in December, is field position. You play field position, you try to look for those hidden yards between the kicks, and you take shots, but not this early.
Matt Allen will punt. He should just boom this a mile. Deep back, rookie free agent John Simon. Fair caught on a knee at the 14-yard line. Only a 37-yard punt, but he's inside the 20, which you're always aiming for. A Giant field goal, 3-zip.
The NFL on CBS is sponsored by T-Mobile. Get more minutes, more features, more service. And by Snickers Cruncher. Looking for a satisfying crunch? Grab a Snickers Cruncher.
With Randy Cross and Beasley Reese, Kevin Harlan, Giant Stadium, where the wind is blowing up to 31 miles an hour. Jason Sehorn starting in a corner today for the Giants.
Deion Sanders said it on the NFL today. He'd be the guy I'd go after, and I think he's absolutely right. Test his water. See if he can still cover one-on-one.
Water be cold today. First and 10 from the 14 for Tennessee. Eddie George, flag is thrown. Looked like offsides. Finally, it was Brandon Short who makes the stop on George with no gain.
Kenny Holmes got off about 5 yards too early, I think. It was on 2. He went on the first bark.
Offside defense, number 90. 5-yard penalty. Repeat, first down.
That is the ex-Titan Kenny Holmes. CBS Monday is America's best night of television, starting with The King of Queens, followed by Yes Dear, Everybody Loves Raymond, and the new #1 comedy of the season, Still Standing. Then don't miss TV's #1 new show, CSI Miami. Then The Late Show with David Letterman after your local news. Monday here on CBS, America's most watched network. With the penalty, first and 5 at the 19. George in the backfield. McNair, the injured McNair. Nice action move by Eddie George. And he's got a first down with the gain of 10. And he's up to the 30-yard line. our second trip to the studio in Jim Nantz.
All right, and we're going to send you south now to Jacksonville, Kevin. Pittsburgh and the Jags, and right up the middle, Fred Taylor. 18-yard touchdown run, couple of field goals by the Steelers, now offset by that touchdown 7-6. Jacksonville, back to you.
All right, Jim, thank you. Now it is 1st and 10 for Tennessee at the 29. That's the first down of the game for them. And Eddie George trying to high step it inside. Tripped up by Dwight Johnson. Gain of 3. And he's up to the 32.
You know, so far we've seen a couple of updates here in other games around this league. And what's been the theme? Ricky Williams running the ball, Fred Taylor running the ball. In this game, it's been Eddie George running the ball, and fairly successfully on that last play because they double-teamed Michael Strahan and got that corner.
2nd down and 7. Mike Green in the backfield now with George. Green offering a block. A stop by Burrow on the outside. No gain on the play. How do you like these New York linebackers?
I really like Michael Barrow. And, you know, you saw the feature on Jeremy Shockey on the pregame show. He loves his fellow Miami Hurricane Jeremy Shockey, Michael Barrow does, and for a good reason. They play with the same kind of attitude. Michael Barrow is a guy that runs to the ball, and when he gets to the ball, he's got some nasty intent in mind and some good contact and some good technique. Plays with a passion. You need more passion players these days.
He was drafted by the Houston Oilers 10 years ago out of Miami. 3rd down and 7. They got Holcomb in the backfield. And the pass goes to Holcomb in open territory. Has a first down up to the 45-yard line. Picks up 13 yards on 3rd down and 7. Dhani Jones makes the stop. And again, Tennessee moves the chains.
Nice play call. Remember the short passes in the wind like this, and a nice play call by Mike Heimerdinger, the offensive coordinator of the Tennessee Titans. Strahan drilling Miller back into McNair, but Holcomb releases inside, throw the ball underneath. That's kind of a Titan screen, and that's about as close to a screen as they're going to get. McNair, 3 of 4 so far.
At the 45, he's got a first down into the wind. George back in the game in the backfield, and he gets the call. Blocked by Benji Olsen, then he is stuffed by Lance Legree, who makes another start in there for the injured Keith Hamilton. Legree didn't make one tackle last week in Houston. Makes a tackle right there. It's a gain of 3 on the play, and it's up to the 47-yard line.
If you're Michael Strahan, you got to put up with a lot of stuff. And watch Strahan here. He's being blocked by Kearney. I mean, you grab him, you turn him, and he ends up on the ground. And, you know, 9 times out of 10 against a lot of people, that'd be a hold. But for some reason, Strahan doesn't get those calls.
2nd down and 7 near the 48. George in the backfield, McNair to the air. Almost got away from him. Wynn pushed it, caught by Derek Mason. His first catch today, a gain of 6. His 50th reception of the season. Sehorn with the tackle down to the Giant 47.
You know, the most important thing for a quarterback now going into the win like this is velocity. You've got to have the velocity. The ball is going to move. But if you don't have the velocity, the wind can affect it a whole lot more. It can push it down more than sideways.
And he's got those bad ribs. How much torque is he getting out of that from his body?
Well, my guess is right now, because of a lot of reasons, he can't feel his ribs.
Holcomb in the backfield, 3rd and a long, 1 inside the Giant 47. The pitch out to Holcomb. There's a block by Miller and a first down run by Holcomb, who digs his way to the 43, picking up 3 yards on the play. And Fred Miller opened up the door on that side.
Well, you know, that's something in the package that Fred Miller brings to your football team. You know, it's one of the reasons Floyd Reese and Jeff Fisher went out and got Fred Miller is he can run. He can move. I mean, we're not talking about a little fella. You know, we met him yesterday. You know, Fred's about 6'7", around 3-something, and he can get out and run. So don't think everybody, just because they're big, can't move.
He played on that Super Bowl team in St. Louis in '99. 8th play of the drive. George back in, 43-yard line of the Giants. McNair, blocked from Eddie George into the side, into the wind. Reeled in by Aaron Kinney. With only his 11th catch of the season, the reserve tight end takes it to the 33, picks up 11 yards, another first down.
Are you kidding me? Did that pass have a string on it? Did you see that thing? Watch it float. Steve McNair holds it, gets good protection. Watch the end. It's like he says, okay, now drop. How do you do that? That's touch into the wind. Kind of like a golf ball. You play it, let the wind hold it, and let it drop.
Jimmy playing with a bad ankle today. They got a first down, 33-yard line. George is in the game in the backfield. And the handoff to Eddie George. A block by Zach Pillar and a block by Derek Mason. And he picks up 6, and he takes the ball to the 27-yard line of the Giants. Well, tonight, CBS presents an unforgettable holiday story that you and your family can't miss. Based on the best-selling book and the hit song, Rob Lowe stars in the world premiere of The Christmas Shoes. Tonight on CBS, America's most watched network. A terrific show. Second down, long 4. This drive began back at the 14 of Tennessee. Green in the backfield with George. From the Giant 27. Eddie George. Nice tackle again in the backfield. The linebacker, Michael Barrow. There he is again.
Scraping off right where he's supposed to be. They align there with the defensive end, Strahan down over the guard. The outside linebacker over the tackle, slanted everybody inside. It was Barrow's job to come off the backside of that slant and be in the hole. That's right where he was.
Timeout is taken. The Giants are on top on a 38-yard field goal by Bryant. Last night, Jeff Fisher told us, Randy, that got to hold the ball. We got to play inside the box. What was he talking? Playing inside the box.
Yeah, you figure inside the box is just a run defense term. You know, the 8 guys in the box. Well, that same general area on the football field is what Jeff Fisher was talking about.
Offensively.
If you're going to throw the ball and you're going to run the ball, you have to do it in the box because of the wind, because of the elements, and because of this defense. With the defensive tackles being backups, you go inside the box there. With Barrow being aggressive, if you can get him up, you throw in the box behind him or just off to the side. I mean, there's a lot of reasons you want to do this, but the main reason Tennessee wants to do that is what they're good at. They're in a phone booth, a very good football team.
Yeah.
It's when they get out in the air, they have their problems and they make their mistakes.
And they want to dial long distance. Third down and 3. They've held the ball. The Titans have the last 6.5 minutes of this first quarter. Holcomb is in the backfield. 3rd and 3 from the Giant 26. Holcomb, who's converted a couple third downs on this drive, can't right there. Brandon Short comes flying through to stop him with just seconds remaining before the end of the first quarter. And another timeout to keep the win by the New York Giants. How do you like this strategy?
Well, you know, no, this is a flag on the field. Far side.
Away.
Far side was a flag. It wasn't dropped on the field. It was actually dropped on the sidelines.
He just kicked it on the field a second ago. You're right.
Offense. There was no eligible receiver on the end of the line. The penalty is declined. It'll be 4th down. The Giants take their second charge timeout. It'll be 30 seconds.
So they did take the timeout, but there was a flag and 4 seconds remain.
All the above.
So do you like this, taking the timeouts and preserving the use of the wind?
They can kick into it. Why not?
The Giants call the timeout, but it's 4th down, and Tennessee's got their offense on the field.
We've talked about a physical game. We've talked about the elements. We've talked about Giant Stadium. Fossil called a timeout to make him kick into the wind. Jeff Fisher says, I can't kick into the wind. I got to go for it.
Holcomb in the backfield, 4th and a long 5 inside the 29. McNair, good pocket. He's got Mason. He's got the first down. The end of the first quarter. It'll be 1st and 10 from the Giant 19. They pick up 10 on a gambling 4th and 5. That's the end of the first quarter with the Giants on top 3-0. We'll be back in New Jersey after these messages if you're watching the NFL on CBS. Back in the Meadowlands with Randy Cross and Beasley Reese. Kevin Harlan, we start the second quarter.
Jeff Fisher's got that kind of scruffy December smash mouth thing working and gambled and paid off.
He gambled minutes ago on 4th and 5. Got a first down to the 19 of the Giants. Over 7-minute drive in the works, and handoff goes for a couple, about 3 yards. It's Eddie George. It'll be 2nd down and 7.
And that play was in the box. you talked about earlier. But the big play at the end of the first quarter, the pass, they tried to set up a little something with a crossing pattern with Mason working against Stoutmire. This is your best wide receiver being chased by a safety. Good formation work, good matchup work by Mike Heimerdinger, the offensive coordinator.
That's him right there. Second down, 7. 14th play of the drive outside the 16 of the Giants. Empty backfield for McNair. Again, great time. And with the bad leg, he moves up and throws incomplete to tight end Aaron Kenny. With a 3rd down and 7.
You know, that is something there. That shows you why Steve McNair is so tough, but it also shows you why Steve McNair is hurt, or how Steve McNair is hurt. Normally, Steve McNair doesn't see things open. A nice job down the field done by the Giant back 7 covering. You know, McNair had hit the last 5 passes in a row before that incompletion, but a healthy McNair runs there. He had to throw that.
Empty backfield again. 3rd down and 7 inside the Giants 17. Wind is at the back of Tennessee. And firing the pass, and it's caught by Bennett, diving inside the 1. Tackled on the play by Williams, picks up 15 yards. On 3rd down and 7, it's 1st and goal for the Titans. And a flag is down.
That's right on the line of scrimmage.
Illegal formation.
Which will wipe it out.
Offense. Right side of the line was not up on the line of scrimmage. 5-yard penalty. Repeat, 3rd down.
And that is the 3rd penalty on Tennessee. Giants have 2.
Well, you know, here's Miller right here. He's going to line up, and they say he's in the backfield. You know, I haven't seen this since preseason. It was an emphasis by the league, but the tackle is back. The helmet supposedly is supposed to be within the body frame of the center. Your helmet's supposed to be in that frame right there. It's not in the frame, according to the side judge, and that's why you throw that pass. But I haven't seen this being enforced twice in a game since the preseason.
Well, empty the backfield again. Holcomb is a receiver. 1 of 5 that McNair is platoon. 3rd and 12. Inside the Giant 22. And McNair again. And Mason catches. It's down at the 9 and should be very close to a 1st down, but maybe shy by the length of a football. The ball hit the ground. His knee was down. They say he's down. He's going to be shy of a 1st down by the length of a ball.
Watch the contact with the ground. Watch his knee. Sehorn tackles, knee down, goes to stretch, ball comes out. That's an excellent job. The ball is down. The official was right on top of it. And so was Jason Sehorn, because they didn't get a 1st down. I will say one thing, though. This pass rush of the Giants, Kenny Holmes on one side, Michael Strahan, who's off to the good start. Jeff Fisher's offensive line, led by their coach Mike Munchak, a Hall of Famer, has done an excellent job since that first series of protecting Steve McNair.
They've already converted, Randy, a 4th and 5 on this drive. Do you keep your field goal unit on the field, or do you put the offense, like Fisher is going to do right now, on the field with 4th and inches?
I think you go for it. Normally, Steve McNair on a sneak is a great call here. Big physical quarterback, but he's got the bad toe. He's got the bad shin. Eddie George isn't in the game, so that tells me this is a sneak.
And Robert Holcomb is 4th and inches inside the Giant 10. It is a quarterback sneak, and he submarines inside the 9 and picks it up, and the Titans have it 1st and goal.
You know, there's sneaks and there's smart sneaks. There's aggressive sneaks. You know, that is a smart sneak. Well, look at McNair. Takes a step back, and then he just goes to air.
Look at Benji Olsen blocking too.
You like that? He's aggressive. But there was a hole. And if you're looking for a hole in a soft spot, it's going to be behind Benji Olsen. Because he and Zach Pillar at the offensive guard positions are one of the reasons you got 16 plays for 78 yards in this many minutes. Tough, physical maulers inside for the Titans.
Ex-Giant Greg Camilla in the backfield. 1st and goal at the 8. Eddie George will dot the I, and there's George taking it to the 6. Gain of 2. Strahan right there.
I guess you say the dot the I thing because of the Ohio State and all that.
Just making sure you're paying attention.
You're multi-talented.
I want to make sure you're listening.
But, you know, everybody wants to say Eddie George is not what he was, and, you know, Eddie George can't run like he was. We told you earlier, he's now the all-time career rushing leader over Earl Campbell. in the history of this franchise. I mean, it tells you something about what he is. I concentrate on what he is and not what he was.
Second down and goal at the 6. George in the backfield with Camilla. McNair to the touchdown look and caught. Derek Mason, a 6-yard grab. And Tennessee on top for the first time today.
Well, remember what we talked about last time when Mason caught that big pass at the end of the first quarter? It's formation and it's matchups. There's Mason on Jason Sehorn, getting the quick move. Barrow can't help him. Deion Sanders talked about the double move. He was right. Double move on Jason Sehorn. Derek Mason, quick touchdown for the Titans.
You could see when Mason broke out of that pattern that he was going to grab the pass, and McNair had the airway to throw it. The extra point good by Joe Nedney. A long drive with a couple of fourth down conversions, and then the deadly Derek Mason grabbing the touchdown pass. And Tennessee on top of the Giants. Gutty Steve McNair just threw a touchdown pass to Derek Mason, an 18-play, 86-yard drive. They converted 4th and 5 and 4th and 1 on that drive.
Jeff Fisher said last night, I want this to be a 2-hour and 45-minute, run it as much as we can, short game. So far, so good.
Nedney will kick off with the wind. And Joyce about a yard deep for the New York Giants. Eddie Berlin can't make the tackle. Donald Mitchell was there, and the kicker Nedney helped with that grab of Joyce after a 37-yard run. Nedney's a little shaken up.
The contact hurts, doesn't it?
The NFL on CBS is sponsored by Volkswagen. On the road of life, there are passengers and there are drivers. Burger King. Now for a limited time, get the new Extreme Bacon and Cheese Whopper at Burger King. At BK, you got it. And by Motorola, bringing intelligence everywhere. Hello, Moto.
Great view of the Hudson River. Log on to NFL.com. Help pick the NFL's All-Star lineup. Cast your vote for the 2003 Pro Bowl squads only at NFL.com or on AOL. Keyword NFL.com. Giants take over from the 37. First down and 10. It's Barber following a Stackhouse block. Not much is there. Bullock with the stop and a loss on the play of a couple yards. Second long for the New York Giants. Andy Cross, Kevin Harlan with you, and a pretty impressive drive by Tennessee.
For me, both teams, they've been what exactly we thought they were. Not a bunch of high-tech offense, good physical football. Gambles by Jeff Fisher have been the difference.
Second down and 11. Collins with Sermon in his face throws to Dixon. The pass is caught. The tackle made by Dyson. It's a gain of 13 yards on second down and 11. He's up to the 48.
And once again, you're not seeing a lot of pressure on Kerry Collins. Kevin Carter coming free, or starting to come free, and Tiki Barber does a very nice job of getting a pop on him right there. See that pop on 93 knocks Kevin Carter to the ground? How's a little tiny running back knock a big old defensive end down like that?
49-yard line, first and 10. Barber reversing field. Lance Shoulders brings him down. He grew up in Brooklyn. He played at Hofstra, has a foundation here in the city, and he throws him for a loss of a yard. Second down and 11.
You know, one thing that happened on this football team last year, a lot of injuries in the safeties. They got Lance Shoulders. What a difference he's made for this football team. He and the rookie Tank Williams have been a real physical presence inside, something they haven't had at Tennessee for a couple years.
Blaine Bishop was in that position where Shoulders is now. Second down and 11. Good block by Pettigrew, and that pass is dropped by Shockey. It caught two previous throws his way. Busy day in the NFL. Big games all over the map as we go to New York and Jim Nantz.
Lucas was 5 for 5 on the series. Jed Weaver hauling it in. 14-3 Miami. Let's go back to you.
Bills lost last week to the Jets. Dolphins are coming off a 27-point win over San Diego last week. Here's 7-3 Tennessee on a touchdown pass. It's third down and 11 from the 48. Here comes the rush rush by Shoulders, and the blitz pays off as Collins throws it astray, and Shoulders comes up with 2 big defensive plays on that drive.
2 points I'd like to make here. One, neither one of these teams is very good at screen passes because the linemen don't run that well for a screen. They don't practice it. You bring the blitz against the Giants, are trying to screen, and Shoulders knocks Collins down. The second thing, Amani Toomer, the biggest tool really offensively at receiver for the Giants, has been shut out, and they are just blanketing him so far.
Matt Allen to punt. Rookie free agent John Simon is back. O'Leary will snap it. Signed over the last 24-36 hours by this team. Into the wind, and the wind grabs it and throws it backwards. Wow. At about the 35-yard line. That's a 17-yard punt. 17 yards.
You could kick a 17-yard punt.
Well, I don't know. Not in this kind of wind, I couldn't. It's chilly. It's going to stay chilly here in the New York area. Titans get it after that 17-yard Giant punt.
Well, now you're a meteorologist? Was that just an educated guess?
I'm just reading. My body is telling me that. From the 35, Tennessee and the injured Steve McNair, 1st and 10. End around, and this is Justin McCarrons, who bangs his way past midfield, picking up 16 yards to the 49 of the Giants, brought down by Dhani Jones.
I love the execution right now. The Tennessee Titans, led by their quarterback, Steve McNair. He's been limping. He's got a bad shin. He's got a bad this and a bad that. But one thing he's got is some tools on his side and an offensive coordinator in Michael Heimerdinger, who is really on top of his game right now. That last drive and the opener of this one, he's got the Giants defense sort of in the back pedal.
Empty backfield. Running back John Simon is at the bottom of your screen. 5 receivers out there. 1st and 10. Tennessee at the Giant 49. Short drop again, which we've seen all day long. McCarrons breaking a tackle on the play of Allen, and then running outside and getting whacked by Sean Williams. It's a 13-yard pickup after a 16-yard end around on the previous play.
Look at the right side of the offensive line for Tennessee. Just stuff Michael Strahan over there, and they run a little game. That gives McNair that time. Quick catch by McCarrons. Tell you what, this offense right now, I love the word rhythm when associated with offense. And just like a boxer, they're up on the balls of their feet right now and just jabbing and moving. They've got a real rhythm working.
Greg Camilla and George in the eye. From the 37, it's a 1st down for Tennessee. George. Oh, Sean Williams with a terrific play. Lance Legree plugged up the middle. And they combined for a loss of about a yard or 2 on the defense for the New York Giants. Monday on the Late Show. Top 10 ways to make football more exciting. And this week, catch Michelle Pfeiffer, Ed Norton, Bon Jovi, Jennifer Love Hewitt, plus Diving Dogs on 53rd Street. It's the Late Show with David Letterman on CBS, America's most watched network.
Now, who do you think's got the bigger gap in their teeth? Michael Strahan or David Letterman? I think it's a pretty close one.
It's very good, yeah. It's a great comparison. 2nd down 12 from the 39. The empty backfield again for McNair. Now he kind of strolls out of the pocket. Sean Williams makes the whack on Frank Wycheck, who catches a pass in his 97th consecutive game. He picks up 7. These 3- and 5-step dropbacks are not surprising you at all. It's again part of this in the box.
Well, in the box, and it's respect for Strahan and Holmes rushing the passer. And you know, you've got a quarterback in McNair. You know he can't run around a whole bunch, and you want a better example of why a quarterback has to have the depth and the ability to change personas because of injury. And just because you're a mobile quarterback doesn't mean you don't want to become a pocket quarterback if injuries limit you. Good example right here.
32-yard line, 3rd down and 5, empty again in the backfield. They bring them all at McNair. He's hit as he throws. They blow it dead. The pass caught by Mason.
Play clock.
Flags all over.
Play clock got to 0.
Strahan leveled him.
Delay a game. Offense. 5-yard penalty. Still 3rd down.
Look at Fisher. Oh, man. Yeah, people ask me all the time, you know, why don't you want to go into coaching? How come you didn't go into coaching when you got done playing? That's just one example. I mean, you put your entire everything you work for is in somebody else's hands. It's almost like being a parent. You raise kids and you put them on their own. Well, they practice all week and they tell them what to do, but that doesn't mean they're always going to do it when they're supposed to.
You saw the gray in that beard, didn't you?
They got there for a reason.
Yes. Third down and 10. McNair, now he's got the time, swings a pass incomplete, looking for Justin McCarrons. And they got a punt.
It's a funny game.
No, you know what? They're going to try with that wind. What am I saying? They got the wind at their back. They're going to try for a long field goal.
Well, you know, both Nedney and his holder, Hendrick, were practicing in warm-ups from 53 to 55 yards. And they were making these things pretty easy. I mean, they were kicking it into that rust-colored surface behind the goalpost. They had plenty of room to spare.
This will be 55 yards. His season long is 51. His career long, 53. High snap, blocked. It's blocked.
Get away from it. Don't touch it.
Absolutely. That's the first time Nedney has had a block hit since November of 1998. And the Giants.
The NFL on CBS is sponsored by Zenith, the ultimate authority in high-definition TV. Digitize the experience. And by Oral-B. Protect your teeth and gums with the Oral-B 3D XL. Brush like a dentist.
And tonight on 60 Minutes, how did what used to be the Lions' share of college sports end up as the Lioness' share? And what do the men plan to do about it? You'll see tonight on 60 Minutes here on CBS. It is 7-3. The Giants just watched a blocked field goal attempt by Tennessee because the ball went off a Tennessee lineman.
Watch 75, Benji Olsen in the middle of your circle right there. Ball goes off his back. The ball is never touched by the Giants. The receiving team never touches the ball. That means by the rules of the game, the ball goes back to the spot of the kick. It's one of the reasons we're yelling, don't touch the ball. As a defense, you don't want to touch the ball because it's never touched one of your guys yet, and that goes back to the 45. Great field position break for the New York Giants.
Giants have punted the last 2 times they've had the ball. They began it with a 38-yard field goal by...
Successful field goal attempt was not touched by the receiving team beyond the line of scrimmage. Therefore, by rule, it is returned to the spot of the kick. 1st and 10, New York Giants.
Tennessee fumbled their first possession. Giants got it back. That's how they got on the board with a 3-0 field goal. 38 yards by Bryant. 6-yard touchdown pass. McNair to Mason on an 18-play drive. 7-3 Tennessee. Best starting position for the Giants today. Their own 45. Barber in the backfield and Collins to the air. Into the wind, and he's got Shockey who loses a hat. Bullock makes the stop. It's a gain of 7. What do you think of Jeremy Shockey?
I think he must have Velcro on that helmet because every game, at least 2 or 3 times, he loses his helmet. Maybe he's trying to sell hair color or something because he shows that blonde hair off enough. It's just, you know, it's a good job of the Giants and Jim Fossil's coordinator getting the ball around, spreading it around, and spreading the receiver around the field.
2nd down and 3 from the 48. Hit by Bullock as he throws, and again it's outside to Shockey, who is whacked by Tank Williams. And it's close to a 1st down at the 45 of Tennessee.
Yeah, in his interview today with Deion Sanders, he said, let me clarify this whole Anna Kournikova thing. You know, my agent was asked if I want to market me like Anna Kournikova, and we figured we'd do a comparison. It's only fair. I mean, he's at least got a title. She's got a lot more web hits on her site. He had to worry about football and less about selling himself for the first couple of years at least.
They get a 1st down at the 45 of Tennessee. Barber in the backfield. And here comes the rush by Haynesworth, and the pass incomplete. The 1st-round pick on a Tennessee. Albert Haynesworth coming off his best game as a rookie last week against Baltimore. Clogged up the middle, got in Collins' face. It'll be 2nd down and 10.
And we've seen a little pressure. The last couple times we've seen a little pressure on Kerry Collins, and Jim Fossil knows last week the Houston Texans got all over Kerry Collins, and his percentages dropped and the results dropped because of it. But so far, no sacks. They've gotten his face a few times, but they haven't sacked him yet.
Giants have their deepest penetration. 2nd down and 10 at the Tennessee 45. second option for Collins. He goes underneath, and again it's Shockey, who's grabbed by Schulters and banged by Sermon. It's a gain of 4 to the 41. I wonder if the offensive game plan and calling changes going into the win as opposed to going with the wind, especially on a day like this.
Well, I think you're also pretty limited if you're the New York Giants offensively. Your passing weapons are Shockey and Toomer. Right now, Tennessee Titans are taking Jim Fossil's wide receiver, Amani Toomer, away. So your only option is to go into the Jeff Fisher game plan, go into the box. There's only been one ball thrown at Toomer all day so far.
It's 3rd down and 6. Barber in the backfield. Here comes the blitz. It's picked up beautifully. That means man-to-man coverage, and that's where they go to Amani Toomer to the 15-yard line. It's a 1st down, and through the air, it's a gain of 26. So the blitz backfires, and the Giants cash in on it.
Well, I want to tell you something. Being physical isn't just about being an offensive or defensive lineman. Amani Toomer matched up man-on-man against Samari Rolle. Samari Rolle popped him at the line of scrimmage. I mean, in the face, smacked him. Toomer kept his feet and got around him and made a great adjustment to that ball by Kerry Collins.
15-yard line. Best position today by the Giants. 1st down and 10. Barber outside. He is embraced and brought down by Jaquay Thomas. It's a loss of 5. Back to the 20-yard line.
Man, that's not in the box. You know, you got to stay in the box. The play to Toomer is a sort of a stretch. I think the ball got up there, the wind held it up, and Toomer was able to adjust to it. But if you're going to run in this stadium against these defenses, I think you've got to stay right in Jeff Fisher's box, even if you're the New York Giants.
Barber by himself. 2nd down 15 from the Titan 20. Collins, who is 3 of 15 throwing. Wobbly pass, dropped, incomplete, looking for rookie Darryl Jones. And covered on the play by newly instated Donald Mitchell, who just took the place of linebacker Randall Godfrey on that particular play. It'll be 3rd down.
I'm sure the crowd wasn't too crazy about that, but that was a nice job by Mitchell of shadowing the receiver, and you saw a little bit of the hand play involved in being a defensive back, kind of slapping hands back and forth between the wide receiver, and rarely will you see that called a penalty.
Now Morris has come in for Mitchell on the defense of Tennessee. Barber in the backfield with Campbell. 3rd down, 15 from the truck.
Shockey in the slot right.
Here comes Kevin Carter. There goes Collins. Looking deep, incomplete. Looking for Dixon. No yellow. Oh, there's the final flag thrown.
Well, and it's in the spot the Giants fans didn't expect to see it. They thought that there was a hold on Andre Dyson, and I'm not sure if they weren't right.
It was back at the quarterback, Collins' feet, where the flag was thrown.
Mike Rosenthal probably working against Kevin Carter.
Holding, 78 offense. 10-yard penalty. Still 3rd down.
3rd and 25.
And Mike Rosenthal is lining up at right tackle. There he is right there going against Kevin Carter. Carter, nice job of slapping away the hands, and when the hands get slapped away, the offensive lineman's weight goes forward. All you really got left is to grab. Like I said, I think the Giants sort of should have been offsetting. Let me put it that way. If Rosenthal was holding, which he wasn't holding any worse than Andre Dyson was on the receiver on that play.
Barber in the backfield. 3rd down, 25 at the penalty back to the 30 of Tennessee. Here comes Tank Williams. Collins throws short because Tank Williams, and a flag is thrown on Dyson at the 1-yard line. A deflected pass that was caught up in the wind.
If it was deflected, it can't be pass interference.
Well, let's watch on the replay, because Tank Williams was right in the face of Collins and hits him as he releases the pass.
Pass interference. Defense, number 22. Automatic 1st down.
Well, they didn't get Andre Dyson on the last play, but they got him on that one. Check for a deflection. Look at the blitz coming in from the right. That's just I think Kerry Collins just got that ball up in the air. Didn't get deflected. Just kind of got, his arm was softened. Dice.
That was not even
I don't think that ball was anywhere near Dixon. If you got to judge that on whether or not it was catchable. Even if he was by himself, he couldn't have caught that.
So it's 1st and goal. Tiki Barber grabbed and brought down. Nice defensive play by Randall Godfrey, who has missed 6 consecutive games and 7 of the last 10. Now remember, the Giants have 1 timeout. They took 2 in the first quarter.
Randall Godfrey coming from that middle linebacker position. I mean, he just fights through a block and makes that play. I mean, Charles Stackhouse was right in his face, and he got away from him and made that play on Tiki Barber. And it's been the big play it's been missing from this Titans defense.
So a 29-yard penalty, in essence, brings the Giants deep in Tennessee territory. And we've reached the 2-minute warning. And coming up in the next Till Halftime Report, join Jim, Dion, Dan, and Boomer. Scores and highlights coming your way. That's the next Till Halftime Report. Right across the river where we are right now. Just a matter of moments with Randy Cross and Beasley Reese, Kevin Harlan. We're at the 2-minute warning.
And this is a perfect situation. It's 2nd down to throw the ball. 2nd down, you throw it right here. You get it up in the air. You saw the goalposts earlier. You put it up about 10 feet off the ground. You let your wide tight end, I guess I should call him, Jeremy Shockey, just go up and get it. Let him jump. Make it a physical contest.
Barber in the backfield, 2nd down and goal at the 3. The fake to Barber. Here comes Collins, chased by Bullock to the end zone. Broken up, incomplete, and yellow in the field.
That's going to be pass interference.
Flag is thrown on Samari Rolle. They're looking for Dixon or Shockey in that corner.
Initially, it was Shockey short in the end zone, and then Dixon dragging along the back is where he was throwing there.
Pass interference, 21 defense. Foul occurred in the end zone. Ball placed on the 1-yard line. 1st and goal.
Yeah, and Shockey was the original receiver working against rookie Tank Williams. There's a push by Williams, a push by Shockey, another push by Williams. And you saw Samari Rolle just runs right up into Dixon's back for the pass interference.
1st and goal at the 1. Barber trying to carve his way inside and can't. And Hainsworth in there and a host of others. John Thornton on that defensive line for Tennessee.
Remember we talked earlier about Tiki Barber finally getting some yardage against Tennessee because he started out so good. Well, so far so bad since then. 10 rushes for -4 yards. And, I keep saying you got to go into the box. I think the box is wrapped, closed, and has a ribbon on it right now for Tiki Barber.
Stackhouse with Barber in the backfield. 2nd down, go up the 1. A block by Barber. Here comes the rush. Wide open is the tight end, Dan Campbell. His first touchdown reception of the year.
Giants fans watching came to see this game to see a tight end catch a touchdown. But right now it might have been the wrong one, not the one they came to see. Came to see Shockey catch one for 6, and the Titans had Shockey covered and forgot about Campbell.
Shockey hasn't caught a touchdown pass since week 2. Campbell just made his first touchdown reception of the season. Bryant's extra point on the O'Leary snap is in. And Dan Campbell, 4 years out of Texas A&M, caps a 10-play, 55-yard drive. Collins throws his 11th touchdown pass of the year, and the Giants reclaim the lead. "30-yard line after the touchdown pass by Collins. And look where the deep men are for Tennessee at about the 10, 15-yard line. McCarron picks it up. He gets a block from Simon, and he weaves his way outside, and finally hit and brought down on the play by reserve linebacker Wesley Mallard. It's a 25-yard return.
And Dan Campbell on that touchdown pass comes all the way across the Tennessee defense. He lines up right here on the inside. There he is at right tight end. Look at him drag across. It's like the forgotten end. You know the old saying, the lonely end? There's a lonely end right there, a lonely tight end with a touchdown pass.
And that 29-yard pass interference penalty was huge. And so now Tennessee takes over with a couple timeouts and 65 seconds to play in the second quarter. On the 37. It's Holcomb in the backfield in the shotgun with McNair. Pocket crumbles. He's got to get to the 47. Has the first down and slides underneath the tackle of Sean Williams at the 50th. 13-yard rumble.
And plenty of time. No reason to really panic if you're Tennessee. Just sort of be very efficient about what you do and don't waste too much time.
Holcomb remains in the backfield from midfield. 1st and 10 for McNair. Outside they go. He one-hops his receiver. Drew Bennett incomplete. Coverage on the play by Ralph Brown. It'll be 2nd down and 10.
Yeah, and there's an example too. You saw the way the ball was thrown there by Steve McNair. Beasley Reeves told you that in warm-ups he was throwing 10-yard passes and kind of grimacing in pain. And even if he does have his toe kind of numbed up, it affects your throwing motion if you don't follow through normally. And what happens when you don't follow through normally? The ball either sails or goes into the ground. And right there it went into the ground.
50-yard line, 2nd down and 10. And McNair down the side, looping catch by Mason. He beats Sehorn. He's finally brought down by Stoutmeyer. And a timeout should be taken there at the 26. The clock is stopped with 29 seconds. A 24-yard pickup as they work on Sehorn again.
Well, Steve McNair has found the guy he wants to go after. You get in the slot, you go after Sehorn, you let Mason go get it. Good game planning, good execution.
Sehorn was torched last week in Houston as well. Coming up the next till halftime report, Jim, Dion, Dan, and Boomer are set, buckled in, and ready to give you scores and highlights. That's the next till halftime report when our first half ends here. Well, we came into this game saying that Sehorn was starting and taking the place of Will Peterson.
And, you know, right now at this point of his career, Jason as a corner is a pretty good safety. And because Peterson's not in the game, they've got to use Jason Sehorn more as a pure corner now. Even if you see him in the slot in the nickel situations, he's covering guys that are running like he should be a corner, and I'm not sure if he can do that anymore.
First down and 10 from the 26. One timeout for Tennessee. And McNair down the side, looking for Bennett. Touchdown! McNair's 2nd touchdown pass today.
And who's the other defensive back that Will Peterson not being in the game affects? Ralph Brown, number 22. They get Sehorn on the play before, and they get Ralph Brown for the touchdown. Mike Heimerdinger and Jeff Fisher have reason to celebrate because they got a tough quarterback that's accurate and a receiver that burned another DB.
Bennett gets his 2nd touchdown reception of the season. That is a season-long touchdown pass by McNair. Nedney's extra point is up, and Tennessee has reclaimed the lead over the New York Giants with the hobbled and injury-riddled Steve McNair throwing his 2nd touchdown pass of the day.
First of all, check out the protection. You've got a quarterback that is a little bit hobbled and can't run. You protect him like crazy, and he drops a bomb right in over the top of Brown. See, you're a safety, you're a defensive back. You might want to help, but you can't get there in time. Perfect placement by McNair. And he knew it as soon as he threw it, because that ball with the wind was going to drop right straight down into his receiver. And here's Bennett right here, bottom of the screen, working against Brown. Brown in a soft coverage, quick move, up the field. Not bad for a former quarterback. Drew Bennett gets himself a touchdown. And great job by Heimerdinger and Fisher getting the matchups they want. And a nice job of McNair taking advantage of those matchups once they get them.
Nedney will kick off with the win. Deep back Washington along with Joyce. That was a 4-play, 63-yard drive. And this is Damon Washington. And Boyman got him along with Danon Sidney. They grab him at about the 28-yard line, a 25-yard return. Flag is down at the 32.
It's going to be a personal foul.
And it's against the Giants.
The play was over. Personal foul, unnecessary roughness. 99, the return team. Half the distance, first down.
That's Byron Frisch as McNair is going to head inside, and they're going to check out his wounds. Next on the CBS Sports Spectacular, superstars on the slopes, including Tommy Moe, take it to the limit at the Jeep King of the Mountain World Professional Skiing Championship Series. That's after football here on CBS. And they're going to just sit on the ball, run out the clock, and leave a timeout on the board into the wind. Probably not bad strategy.
That's a smart decision. Go inside and see if you can figure out how you can solve your problems defensively and offensively. You better get Tiki Barber going or you won't win this game.
Coming into this game, you said this game had a playoff feel. You getting that feeling still?
Absolutely. You got to love it.
To the sideline and Beasley Reese.
Thanks, guys. I'm with Jeff Fisher. Jeff, your quarterback played one heck of a half to be so banged up.
Remember that old movie Heaven Can't Wait, where the quarterback comes out of the tunnel, you know, after he's died, come back? It's kind of like that. No, you know, we gave up a couple big plays there on the pass interference. Other than that, we got some things going on. It's a great throw to Drew. So we got to regroup and finish up. I mean, the wind is a huge factor, as you can tell. And right now, Steve's doing okay.
Thank you, Coach. Kevin?
All right, Beasley, thank you very much. Touchdown passes 18 and 19 on the season for McNair. Tennessee on top 14-10. The next till halftime report is on deck after this message and a word from your local CBS station.